Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of ChurchMunky. I hope everybody had a fun and safe weekend just like I did. You know, my past few weekends have been very uneventful, but it was for a reason. Saving up for a trip that I just took. Ding, 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 ding. Got back last night from Southern California. I decided, it's the summertime. What else is there to do but go to the beach? Can't go to the beaches here in Northern California unless you want to freeze to death. So I took a trip on down to SoCal, went around the San Diego area, and man, it was hot. But it was very nice. When the sun is that hot, the ocean doesn't feel that cold. I went to Hawaii for the first time last February, and I fell in love with the ocean, man. My whole life growing up, I'd say, the ocean is overrated, been there, done that. Who cares? Who wants to go to the beach? I like a long walk on the beach. Corny. I guess I still don't like a long walk on the beach, but man, I swam in the ocean for like 3 hours straight. It was awesome. I love the ocean. I grew up with lakes and rivers, but there's something different about a wave hitting you. The tide pool sucking you in, or the undertow. That's what it's called, right? Not a tide pool. The undertow of the wave sucking you back in and spitting you out. Seeing a big wave coming and your heart races. Man, it's awesome. And yeah, my first time was in Hawaii. That was my first time ever having fun swimming in the ocean. Because here in Northern California, there's two types of oceans. Either freezing cold and completely still, or in the summertime, when it's hot outside, the water's still completely cold, but it's the craziest waves you've ever seen. I've never seen a wave up here in Northern California and been like, oh yeah, I could swim on that, It's very good for surfers. I've heard there's a lot of surfers in San Francisco, which they've got balls, man. Balls of steel. I bet that water is freezing. Holy shit. But yeah, I really like swimming in the ocean because the waves are just different. It's different from a lake. It's different from a river. Lakes I've always felt weird about. You walk in and you have the ushy-gushy on your feet. Feels like you're just walking through duck poo. And then there's the green algae shit. The lake's really only good if you have a boat. When I was a kid, my grandpa had a boat. That was hella fun. Going out into the middle of the lake and just jumping in. Fucking feels like you're going a million miles per hour. Blasting through the ocean on that boat. That's a lot of fun. But I am poor, so I do not have a boat. So when I go to the lake, I go because my girlfriend enjoys it, so we go sometimes. But me personally, I'm like, damn. Set up a tent and just sit. Then you can swim in the murky, gross water. It's not the greatest time in the world. And the river is cool, but the river is freezing. That's the one good thing about the lake, is it's all just sitting there. So in the summertime, it just gets hotter and hotter. We just went a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure we're going to go to the lake again late August before it gets too cold. And the lake is warm, man. Going into any ocean, an ocean's going to be cold. But the lake, in prime summertime, that water's warm. It might be murky, gross, filled with duck and fish shit, but it's nice warm water at least. The river, on the other hand, complete opposite, constantly flowing and gets crazy deep, crazy fast. The lake, you can kind of walk out on until you can't touch. The river has a crazy drop-off, and the river's always freezing. I run really hot, so I get used to cold water pretty quickly, but the river I can never get used to. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the constant flow of water, but I always freeze off my nuts at the river. But yeah, the ocean, man, down in Southern California. I mean, Hawaii was obviously better. Hawaii's that ocean was warm. That was crazy. But Southern California, it's pretty similar. It's very hot, and there's a lot of people, a lot more people than in Hawaii. If I could afford it, I'd go to Hawaii every year. I'd live in Hawaii if I could afford it. Damn. But Southern California is still awesome. And I swam, oh my God, I swam in that ocean for, had to have been like 3 hours. I was so chafed everywhere, dude. It was not a good situation. It was still fun, and I would still do it again. Man, I wish I lived in Southern California. I'd go to the beach every weekend. I wouldn't be a surfer. I don't like going too far out because I'm scared of sharks. At a certain point, I was out there swimming in the ocean, and no one was around me. And I got kind of nervous. I was like, oh, if there is a shark, I'm out here all alone. I'm definitely going to be the one eaten, but I would only be alone for like 3 to 5 minutes at a time before another guy would come out. Because there was a bunch of kids over to the left, but what do I look like? I don't have kids. What do I look like? Some creeper swimming with a bunch of kids. So I stay over by where my girlfriend and I were sitting on the beach, and I'm swimming there. And I don't go super far out. I just go like right past the line where the water hits. You know, if you stand where the water hits, you'll get knocked over and over. But if you go right past it, you'll float, and you'll see the waves coming. And you can swim under them or you can swim over them. Oh, my God, I love it so much. And, yeah, I'd only be alone for a few minutes at a time before another dude would come out. At first, it was this old man. My girlfriend was trying to swim, but she said the waves were too intense. You know, we went down to Southern California last year, and there were waves, but it was a lot more calm. This year, the waves were crazy. Like, I tried to stand up, and that undertow was pulling me in. Thank gosh I'm a good swimmer. So my girlfriend gave up. It was too much for her, which I completely understand. That's why I'm swimming alone. And this old guy comes up, and he's swimming too. And you could totally tell he's from Southern California, been doing this his whole life. And him and I are just swimming together. I kind of started copying what he was doing because I'm not used to swimming in the ocean. So, like, if there was a really big wave, he would start swimming towards the beach, and then the wave would kind of just pick him up. If there was a medium wave, he'd just go over it, and the small ones he'd just swim under. So I was just doing what he was doing. And after a couple minutes, I was like, man, my girlfriend gave up. She said it's too intense, but look at you. Because he was like 60 years old. So I was like, look at you, man. She's young and spry, and she can't even take it. And you're out here swimming. And he went, yep. But it does got a pretty good pull to her as he's like getting dragged away. Oh, man, it was awesome. And, yeah, I swam for hours. I got chafed to shit. I haven't chafed in years. I chafed a lot when I was a kid because I was a lot bigger. And when you're big, you kind of just rub together a lot. But I haven't chafed in years. And my girlfriend said apparently salt water dries your skin out more and makes you chafe, which makes a lot of sense. Because the waves were so intense, man, I had sand everywhere. Like, I'm a strong swimmer, but there were times where I went to go under a wave, and as I'm going under, I could feel the tide pull me by my feet and throw me right back onto the beach. Sometimes it was embarrassing, man. I'd be swimming out there pretty far, and then all of a sudden, I'm spinning back onto the beach, and I just stand up next to some people, and I'm like, hey. And then I go running back in. It's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of childish, but I love it. It's so much fun. But the waves weren't pretty intense. I chafed pretty hard, and since I got thrown everywhere, I got sand everywhere. Like, when the ocean is calm on a nice day, it won't stir up the sand as much. So, you know, you get the regular sand in your socks and your shoes, whatever. But I swear I'm going to be pulling sand out of my ears and my ass for the next year. I got not only thrown onto the beach, but these waves were crashing so hard right next to the beach, and sand was crazy. My girlfriend told me not to buy water shoes. She said those are for lakes and for rivers. Yeah, I knew I shouldn't have listened to her, man. I knew I shouldn't have listened to her. As soon as I got into the ocean, I stepped on some sharp rocks, and I hurt my foot. And that sucked. I knew I shouldn't have listened to her. Never trust your girlfriend. Always go with your gut instinct. Next time, I'm definitely getting water shoes. Let's see, other than that, what happened? Oh, right where we were swimming at, like at the pier. So we were waiting for a trolley. There's a trolley that picks you up and takes you to the pier. Or it's like right next to the pier. Anyways, I'm waiting for this bus to pick us up after we're done swimming. I'm sunburnt, I'm tired, I'm chafed. All of a sudden, I hear like commotion, and my girlfriend says, "Look behind you." I turn around, and there's this lady. Oh, I'm cringing just remembering it, but there was this lady with blood all over her head. At first, I thought it was just like a little blood running down her face, but then she turned her head, and it was everywhere. All in her hair, running down her back. Oh, it was an awful sight. And my first thought was, that lady must have fallen, because to get to the trolley, you gotta walk up these brick stairs. And I was like, that lady must have fallen on the brick stairs. I always think about that when I see it. They're not brick, they're tile that looks like brick. It's like tile stairs. Maybe it's brick, I don't know. But I always thought about that when I saw those stairs. I go around them. But I always thought, like, coming out of the ocean, going up some slick steps like that is kind of crazy. Not to just be concrete, it's kind of crazy. So I figured this old lady slipped. She seemed to be in her 50s or 60s. I was like, damn. I thought that was that. I thought that was roll credits, story told. But I was wrong. This other lady comes up, and she's like on the phone. And I'm waiting for the damn trolley, man. I'm trying to go home. And as soon as I saw the lady, I was like, damn, an ambulance is going to have to come, and this is going to take forever. They're going to clog up traffic, and, you know. So I was already kind of pissed. Is that the proper word? Was I mad that a lady was hurt? I guess I was, because it inconvenienced my day. And fuck that lady. I'm just kidding. But no, for real. So I'm just waiting for the trolley, looking straight, minding my business. And then all of a sudden I hear more commotion. And I look behind me. This other lady's on the phone. And she's like standing near the lady with her head bleeding. And the lady with her head bleeding stands up and just goes, "Get her the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away. Get her the fuck away from me." And I was like, oh my God, what is going on? I was like, this is crazy. Like you just got your head smashed in. Like you fell down some stairs, you took a tumble, you're old, you're trying to fight. Immediately I was like, this woman's on drugs. I might be wrong. Sorry, lady. But I've never seen someone bleeding that bad get up that fast and that old. Like it was a lot going on. And the lady on the phone would not get the fuck away from her. Like she said it multiple times just to get her the fuck away from me. And the lady was just like on the phone getting closer and closer. And mind you, this is like 5 or 6 minutes after she fell. As soon as she fell and I saw her bleeding, I asked, did someone call the cops? And my girlfriend said, yeah, that guy. And I looked over at a guy pacing me and like, yeah, we're on this street over here waiting by this. So I was like, okay, the cops. This is like 5 minutes later. I thought commotion was done. So this lady might have been on the phone with the cops. So I don't know. She was holding the phone to her face, but then she kept looking at the phone. So I think she was just pretending to do something, which is silly. I love when people do that. I have done it before. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a call. Nothing on your screen. I think that's what she was doing. And she would not get the fuck away from this lady. She just kept getting closer, being like, I don't know what she was saying. They were kind of far. But she was like, I'm trying to help you. And this lady was raging. It was insane. And then as soon as the ambulance comes, I thought an ambulance was going to clog up traffic. No. 3 ambulances and 3 fire trucks came. Because I guess after they started fighting, I wasn't looking a lot. I was minding my own business. But my girlfriend, she likes to stare. And she reported back to me that the lady with her head bleeding grabbed the other lady's hair and started hitting at her. And like they were fighting. When I looked over, it was just a group of people breaking them up. But I guess since they started fighting, like multiple people called the police. So there was like an ambulance from the town over. I was like, what the fuck is going on? 3 ambulances, 3 fire trucks. And at this point, I'm pissed. I'm so pissed. My Charlie was supposed to come 20 minutes ago. Of course, as soon as all the fire trucks get there, the lady on the phone that was getting in the fight and instigating the whole thing, she walks away. She gets out of town, skedaddles. And as soon as the ambulance, they pulled right in front of me and my girlfriend waiting at the trolley, and they were looking around, and I was like, that lady's bleeding from the head. And the ambulance driver goes, well, someone else is fighting. Who's fighting? And my girlfriend goes, they're about to start fighting. And that's when the lady started punching her. That's crazy. And it is a joke, but at the same time, I was kind of pissed off. I was saying, I wasn't like yelling it, but while they were talking to the ladies, I was like, arrest her. Arrest them all. I'm so over this. I want my trolley to come. Arrest them all. Get them out of here. Just wrap it up. It was getting late, too. It was like 7:30. I was waiting there for an hour. And the funniest part is apparently there was some festival going on. Of course I time shit like this. So on the way to the beach, my girlfriend and I had to wait like an hour for the trolley. Hour wait for the trolley on the way there, on the way back, just to swim for 3 hours. Bruh. I do love Southern California because I love the beach. I love the vibe. But that many people, hour wait for some little ass trolley. It was awful. In the sun, too. I think at one point it got to like 108. Oh my God. But yeah, it was a fun day overall. I enjoyed myself. I love swimming in the beach. And we also went out to the desert, rented some ATVs, and went hauling ass. That was a lot of fun. Every time I drive through Nevada, I see people on their dirt bikes and ATVs right next to the highway, and I get so jealous. And I finally got to do it, man. I got on an ATV and I shredded shit up, did some donuts. I didn't really jump that high because the thing was heavy, and I was kind of scared. But I did some donuts and I shredded, man, and it was awesome. And it's funny how opposite I am of so much of my family. So much of my family is like, screw California, we're out of here. We're moving to, God, I got family in Montana, Idaho, Tennessee. I got family all over the United States. COVID happened and they were all like, California stinks. I'm so the opposite. Man, if I was stuck in Montana right now, I'd listen to Sublime and just be like, what the fuck? I don't know. I really want to live in Southern California one day. Northern California is cool. Northern California is very beautiful. There's a lot more green than Southern California. But I just want to be near the beach, man. If every summer I could go to the beach, oh my gosh. I'd be a happy dog. And I just really like the vibe of California. I do hate like how much taxes are and how much gas is and stuff. Of course, people are going to roast me and be like, oh, California sucks. You pay how much for gas? It's where I was born and raised, and I love it. I love how different it is. You can go down to L.A., and it's like, you know, classic L.A., homeless people and rich people. Then you can go down more towards San Diego, and it's more like, on the outskirts of San Diego at least, like desert. And I love that you can come up to Northern California. You can go so far in California. If you go to like Shasta in Yolo County, Weed, holy moly. It's a whole different world. Like it's the complete opposite of Southern California. And I don't know, I just love it. I just love this place. And I really want to move to Southern California, man. Every time. My girlfriend and I went there last year too. And every time we go there, I just want to move there. As soon as we get back, I don't want to be here. I start thinking about plans for the weekend, and I'm like, well, we can go, like, what else is there to do but go to the beach? That's all I want to do. And yeah, that pretty much recaps my time. Doing donuts on ATVs, people fighting. Classic LA, right? Or, I mean, I wasn't in LA, but classic SoCal life. two people fighting at the beach. Hell yeah, brother. While I was out in the beach, I think I saw a shark. It didn't scare me too much because it was pretty small. I think it was I don't know. My girlfriend told me what type of shark. Maybe a leopard shark. Maybe I'm making that up. But it was like spotted and it was really small. So it was like a baby. But when you're in the ocean and a wave curls at you, it gets like really clear at the top. And that's where I saw it. I saw one at the top of a wave. And I just couldn't stop thinking the whole time. I was like, what if I like don't see a wave coming and a shark is in the wave and just crashes into my head? That's a kind of crazy thought to have. And that is also weird. I love swimming in the ocean. I love the beach. But I'm also terrified of the ocean. Like, I don't like not being able to see under the water. Like, seeing that shark, I was just like, well, I don't really know what else is... That was the really cool thing about Hawaii. That water was, like, see-through. But even when I was in Hawaii, I think a sea turtle... My friends say it was a sea turtle in the ocean that passed us. But we were all just standing there in a really calm ocean, and this huge circular black, like, disc-looking thing just goes right next to us. And my friend who's from Hawaii was just like, yeah... That was just a sea turtle, man. You just got to, swim or stay still. They know to go around you. And I was just... that kind of freaked me out. I was like, wait. They're just... I thought sea turtles were way out there. Like, I thought everything was out there. You're telling me a sea turtle... I might just collide with a sea turtle? And he was like, no, you won't collide with them, man. They know to go around you. Yeah, okay, they know to go around me. It's still a possibility in my mind. I didn't know they were that close. And I was just swimming around. And then, yeah, I saw a shark in this... in this ocean. I saw a shark in this ocean. And it kind of scared me. It was a baby, but... I just started thinking, like, man, when I'm swimming and I can't see my legs, that's kind of freaky. And, I've only flown over the ocean once to go to Hawaii, and I was scared the whole time. Because in my head, I can survive a plane crash. I feel like every man feels that way. That you can survive a plane crash, land a plane, like nothing's taking me out. That's my mindset, right? Except, quick caveat, if it's a plane crash into the ocean. If I'm flying over the ocean and a plane crashes, well, guess what? I'm fucked. It doesn't matter if it's in an hour, if it's when it hits the ocean, if it's in 5 days, if it's in 2 weeks. I'm fucked. No one's finding you in the ocean. There are crazy sea creatures out there. I'm good. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it. The ocean scares the fuck out of me. But it's also the funnest to swim in. So sometimes you just got to put on your big boy pants and jump in. But I've never been out in the ocean on a boat. My buddy has. He just showed me some pictures, and he was like 2 miles from land, and you could barely see it. Oh, gosh. Was it 2 miles? Maybe it was further, because you couldn't see much. That scares the shit out of me. I asked him, like, how are you not scared the boat's going to sink, or, like, something's going to happen out there? Just, he showed me the boat, too. He was with his family. It was him and 2 other people, and there was room to walk, but, like, not much. I was like, man, how are you not scared? And he said that he grew up on the ocean, which makes sense. That would make sense why you're not scared of it. I did not. I grew up on the lake, and even as a kid swimming in the lake, I'd be like, damn. One time, I think I kicked a fish. When I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I was swimming, and we were in the middle of the lake on my grandpa's boat. And I was swimming, and I kicked something hard, and I'm pretty sure it was a fish. Ever since then, I'm like, bro, I don't even know what's I don't even know what's down there. Like, that's crazy. There could just be a fish that you kick on accident. So I don't know how my buddy does that going out to the ocean. That would scare the shit out of me. I did enjoy a boat on the lake, though. Maybe that's my next save up. Save up and get a boat Something small that my car can tow. That'd be nice, but I have nowhere to park it, so maybe not. But yeah, that recaps my weekend pretty much. I don't think we did much else while we were out there. It was really just to go to the beach. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It was a really fun time, and I really enjoyed myself. But man, one thing that is not a lie about Southern California, the traffic. Oh my fucking God. I forgot what we were doing, but I was driving around at like 10 p.m. And I'm driving on the freeway. I'm going like 5 over. It's 10 p.m. There's not many people out, right? Phone tells me to take a merge, start going east. Okay. I take a merge. As soon as I merge, like, it has to be at least 1,000 red lights. So many red lights. At 10 p.m.? Then I started thinking, holy shit, how many people are down here? That's a very densely populated place. They're all taking one exit or doing, like, what's the traffic for? There are so many lanes and it's still filled at 10 p.m. That's crazy. The traffic is no lie. The traffic in Southern California was crazy. And then on the way back, oh my God. So we get a few hours north. We're like right outside of LA, going through the Grapevine. And as soon as we get onto the Grapevine, there was an accident. And if you've never been on the Grapevine, it's a highway that goes into Southern California. I don't think it's in Bakersfield. I think it's a little more south of Bakersfield, but I could be mistaken. And it's incredibly notorious for cars overheating and cars breaking down because it's like probably 10 or 15 miles straight up. Or not straight up, you do go down in some parts, but it's basically a mountain for 10 or 15 miles, and it's the only way into Southern California unless you want to take a 2-hour detour. And it's 106 degrees outside because it's the hottest fucking place on earth. It's hell on earth. And yeah, there was an accident, and it made it a 1 lane, and my God, we were sitting in the Grapevine with no service, just stuck bumper to bumper for probably 2 hours, hour and a half. It was awful. No service. So I went to play a YouTube video to pass the time, nothing. Went to see what I had downloaded, nothing good. So I just kind of had to suffer, and I was thinking about it. I don't know if I've ever been in traffic that bad. It was crazy. It was bad. My girlfriend and I started playing I Spy. That's how bad the traffic was. No service. Started playing I Spy. And it was the first time I ever turned my AC on going over the Grapevine. I've gone over the Grapevine a couple times as a kid because my mom used to live in Texas, and driving there, you'd have to go through Southern California. And then, I've been to a rave down in San Bernardino. I've been to Southern California quite a few times. I really like it down there. And every time going over the Grapevine, even as a kid, my stepdad would always tell me, you turn the AC off. I can't think of the exact mechanical term why, but the AC basically just like uses more power, and it's so hot going over the Grapevine and such an incline for so long that you don't want to be using more power. So every time I've gone over this shit, it's AC off, windows down, hot ass shit. Well, when you're stuck bumper to bumper, you ain't really got no choice unless you want to bake in the sun. So I said, fuck it. We ride or die, homie. This is it. Turned on the AC. Was praying the whole time that my car was fine. And yeah, we were stuck on the Grapevine forever. On the way down there, my iPhone was telling me, oh, you want to take another route? Because there's a wildfire warning. Wildfire in Bakersfield. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take another route. Said the other route was going to take an hour and a half longer. I said, what the fuck? Do you know where I'm from, bro? I'm from the Bay Area. I'm from California, bro. I am from Fireland, USA. You think I'm scared of a little fucking wildfire? If it was a 20-minute detour, maybe. Hour and a half detour? Get the fuck out of here. Kick rocks. You think I'm scared of a wildfire? Hell no. So we were like, fuck it. We're driving through Bakersfield. And we couldn't see the fire. It had progressed on the hill enough to where it was on the other side. But it was smoky as fuck. And it was 112 degrees at 8 p.m. because of the smoke. And Bakersfield is hell. It was crazy. And because of all the smoke, it was darker than dark. We had no moonlights. I could barely see road lights. It was pretty crazy. But we drove through that shit, and we made it. And we made it back, and yeah, that was my weekend. It was a fun weekend. It was a safe weekend. I really enjoyed it. I don't want to like shit on the place I'm from. I love Northern California, but man, I wish our beaches were a little warmer. I really do. I'd go diving in right now. I wish they were a little warmer, and I wish we had medium waves like Southern California does. Southern California waves, oh, splishy, splashy. Northern California waves, kerplunk, kerdoosh. The biggest waves you've ever seen. I ain't jumping in that shit. I'm a strong swimmer. I was swimming when a lot of people were getting out. The waves were pretty intense. It wasn't nothing. It was a lot calmer last year. This year, waves were pretty intense, but I'm a strong swimmer. I heard a lot of people being like, nope. There was a dad with his kids right next to me, and there was like one big wave that knocked him over, and he felt the undertow. He immediately stood up, and he went, nope, no, girls, too dangerous. Get out of here. I heard that, and I said, aw, shucks, buddy, watch this. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. I love swimming. And I can't wait to be back. And, yeah, I think that's it for ChurchMunky. That was a pretty good episode. What is this week's album of the week? Of course, what else is it going to be? I was driving through California. I drove through California for 20 hours over the past weekend. 10 hours there, 10 hours back. Probably like 12 hours back with the traffic. So what do you think the album of the week is? Think about it right now. Think about it. What do you think, driving through California, what do you think the album of the week is? The album of the week is Hotel California by the Eagles. If you didn't say Hotel California, you're a doofus, and I don't even know what to do with you. Everyone obviously knows the song Hotel California, but it's a great album by the Eagles. Go listen to it, because if you listen to any other podcast, you're pretty much cheating on me. So go listen to that. Hotel California by the Eagles. Thanks for joining us for ChurchMunky. Hasta luego. Hey everybody, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of ChurchMunky. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. If you want any exclusive content or our social medias, all that will be at churchmunky.com. Thanks for listening.